Hey, Liz. Liz. Hey, can you grab that the headphones that are hanging out the window right now? Oh. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Try it. How's it now? You got it? Hey, do you have the headphones on?
Good morning. This is Liz Entwistle with Stars Rugby Sevens commentating via GiftTime Rugby Network. This is the Stars U19 in blue, defending from right to left across your screen, and NOLA Gold U19 in gold, going from left to right. Apologies with the technical difficulties. We are now live with the match. Stars began with a try 2 minutes into the game with a NOLA Gold penalty, giving Stars possession of the ball. A kick downfield saw Ben Litchfield of Middleton Area Rugby Club go over the line for Stars, try unconverted. Later, 6 minutes into the game, another NOLA Gold penalty yielded the opportunity to kick for goal. Evan Conlon out of Lindenwood University slotting 3. Stars currently leading 8-0. The story of the game so far has been possession in field space. The first 10 minutes was all Stars in the NOLA Gold side of the field, and now it's the Gold U19s taking advantage of some Stars penalties, giving them possession as well. We're at a count of about 7 penalties against the Gold team and 3 against Stars. And is now NOLA Gold on the attack, about 30 meters from the in goal. We are playing at Archbishop Shaw Stadium. It is a football stadium, so the posts are at the back of the in goal, playing on the yellow lines today. This Gold team on the attack, featuring players from all over the state of Louisiana, quite a few featuring from the Jesuit high school program. 7 players currently in high school and quite a few alumni out there currently playing with LSU and more. There is a knock by NOLA. This is going to give Stars another scrum opportunity. This scrum will be the first scrum for the Stars U19 team. Scrum half Connor Hope Ross with ball in hand. Looking across the front rows for Stars Rugby 15s, playing prop is Alex Parrish out of Principia College, hooker Jabari Ejiman out of the Maryland Exiles, Lane Rouse from the Cy-Fair Warriors, coming against the NOLA Gold team with Brandon Weaver of the Gretna Crew. He spent summer in New Zealand with the Jayville boys. Hooker Pat Gallagher out of Jesuit, and their tight head prop Reese Guidry out of the Bayou Hurricanes. Our referee sees something he doesn't like. Scrum is going to be reset and another Stars put in. This NOLA Gold side is their first ever U19s 15s match. They've got a couple of games coming up January 5th against 5785, which is a Colorado area high school select side team, and January 12th against the Memphis Inner City Rugby team. This is the first outing ever for the Stars U19 15 side as well. So it's Connor Hope Ross with the put in. Split backs, and coming up the near sideline is Stars on the attack. We see the offload back inside to Aaron Craw. Aaron, the lone veteran of the Stars program on the blue team, has played sevens with the side in Alaska, San Diego, and the U20s team we took to the NAI sevens. A little bit of a miscommunications, but this is going to yield a penalty to NOLA Gold. Stars on obstruction. So now Stars giving NOLA Gold another turnover. Still leading 8-0. NOLA looking to see if they can find touch. Their first penalty kick to touch, did not quite find it there. We see Ben trying to knock the ball back in, but that is far beyond the line of touch, so we're going to have a line out to the Gold team. This NOLA Gold side, coached by Taylor Howden, one of the senior players on the NOLA Gold MLR team, assisted by Charlie Belliarara and Michael Baska. So 3 of these men from the NOLA Gold staff working with their academy players. They've done academy teams as well as featuring some of their development players. Last weekend, NOLA Gold took on the South. It was a 45-10 victory for the Gold team. Back to the action on the field. We see NOLA Gold to the far side. Another penalty against the Stars, this time not releasing. Earlier in the match, quite a few penalties for offsides against NOLA, but now they are the story of this second 10 minutes of play. We are 18 minutes into the opening half. Stars still leading 8-0. NOLA Gold's kick to touch is good. Worth noting, the NOLA scrum half and fly half. We have Derek Rothelli out of LSU, partnered with Gabe Massey. Gabe Massey, a men's high school All-American, has toured to Canada with the Eagle Impact Rugby Academy. These two familiar from playing high school rugby together with Jesuit, and matched up today on the NOLA Gold Academy team. We'll be looking to see how LSU does as they come into their late winter, early spring season, playing competitive D1A rugby. And on the throw for the Gold should be Pat Gallagher out of Jesuit. Ball brought down from all. Stars not contesting, and he's allowing it to go forward, so now the driving line out. And it is a try for the NOLA U19. So driving the maul off the line out forward, Stars looking to play that Italian-style defense of not engaging in the maul. That actually should have been a penalty against the gold team. However, it does yield a try. So well done by NOLA to keep playing to the whistle. As this is an exhibition match today, both teams are able to use rolling subs, making sure that all of these players are getting playing time. Again, this NOLA Gold team with players from all across the state of Louisiana and players from the Bayou Hurricanes, Louisiana State University, Jesuit, Loyola, Louisiana Tech, and Stars drawing with a crew from Texas, Minnesota, the Maryland area, Wisconsin, and college players extending to Arkansas State, Lindenwood, Principia, and University of Alabama, Birmingham. The conversion is missed. Score remains 8-5. Stars leading NOLA Gold U19s. Coaching the Stars this weekend is Josh Sutcliffe. Josh is currently the director of rugby at Stanford University. He has spent a long time working with USA Rugby as their head of all coach training and education. Has since moved out to Palo Alto, California. Spent his time playing with the Glendale Raptors. Here is the kickoff by Evan Conlon, finding its ball in the hands of Xavier Triplett, a player to watch on the Bayou Hurricanes. NOLA Gold with a bit of a chip back, and Ben Schultz out of Charlotte, North Carolina with the ball in hand, looking for one of his mates. Ball not quite there, comes off the foot, and NOLA Gold with the ball in hand. Advantage being shown to Stars, with the ball knocked forward. So we see 2 turnovers back to back. And this will be Connor Hope Ross out of Archbishop Spalding with the put in for Stars, a 17-year-old senior. Recommended from coaches with the Maryland Exiles program. A lot of these young men have played together in the regional championship tournaments, these RCTs that are part of the talent identification process for USA Rugby. Ball comes out the back, so Ross to Evan Conlon. Evan Conlon with the attempt at the chip and chase. And this is Ben Schultz making his way from the far side wing. Ball in hand with Ben Litchfield out of the Middleton Area Rugby Club. They're the Division II state champions out of Wisconsin High School Rugby. Ben Schultz in contact, Stars rucking over, and we see the delivery from Hope Ross. And a great buddy tackle here by the NOLA Gold side. However, we are going to have a penalty against NOLA, and it looks like there's going to be a minute on the field. Stars featuring twin brothers Tyler and Austin Hastings out of Muskego High School. 17-year-old seniors that have both played with the Badger Select side. That would be Tyler that's getting down for evaluation. His brother Austin wearing the number 24 jersey today. Muskego High School, actually the alma mater of NOLA Gold General Manager Ryan Fitzgerald, and the home of many a Wisconsin All-Star player with the Badger Selects. So on the field for the player evaluation, Stars trainer Chris Valor of Baylor Sports down in Texas was with our team 2 weeks ago, playing in the Texas Rugby Union All-Star Championships. They hosted a women's senior tournament, and alongside that, the Stars men's senior team took on the Dallas Reds. Dallas Reds actually playing quite a ambitious MLR preseason schedule with games against the Houston SaberCats and the Austin Elite teams. Moving forward with NOLA Gold's preseason, their senior team is going to be taking on the likes of the Midwest Premiership. There's some friendlies between some of the MLR teams as well, with the regular season action kicking off in January of 2019. The first season of Major League Rugby, we saw 7 teams. That has now expanded into 9 with the addition of the Toronto Arrows and Rugby United New York. Teams this year will be carrying larger rosters, and they've raised the cap on the amount of foreign-born players from 5 to 11. So some notable signings when we look around the league, with a lot of players from Uruguay coming to help in their preparations for the World Cup. A couple of Australian players on the NOLA Gold senior team. So quite a few amazing athletes for these young players to look forward to seeing later today, and bringing in some of these senior players for mentorship opportunities. Out of the NOLA Gold setup, again, with 7 players coming from Jesuit and about 5 more alumni currently playing at Louisiana State and some of the area schools. This is the back-to-back Louisiana High School State Championship side. Teams notable like Brother Martin and the Bayou Hurricanes out of Raceland. NOLA Barbarians out of the eastern side of New Orleans as well. And we'll have different academy setups across Major League Rugby as well. Austin Elite last year ran a U23 team. The Houston SaberCats have had a few players at the U20 level. Stars prop Lane Rouse is someone that's been in their setup out of Cy-Fair Warriors in Houston, Texas. We saw the Glendale Raptors fold their academy side into their Glendale men's Division I team, getting valuable reps in the USA Rugby Club competition. And of course, a lot of these teams also drawing from a variety of the regional all-star teams. So in Glendale, we have teams like the Rocky Mountain Rebels. Throughout Texas, teams feeding into various sides, competing at events like the North American Invitational High School Sevens, the Las Vegas Invitational for Sevens. And a fantastic sign as Tyler is back up and on his feet. We'll be with you in just a moment with the players substituting on. This is going to resume the game with a penalty to Stars. This is going to be the 8th penalty against the NOLA Gold side, 4 penalties to Stars so far, and this has really been the major indicator of the game so far. Are these turnover opportunities? Who's keeping the ball in possession, being one of the strongest principles in the game of rugby. Off the foot of Evan Conlon, the ball goes to touch. Stars are going to have a line out just at the 22-meter mark. Again, playing the yellow lines inside of the football stadium. New Orleans received 10 inches of rain last weekend, another 3 inches on Thursday, so there were some changes to the schedules and locations for training. The Stars-based team with so many players coming from the northern part of the United States, welcoming this New Orleans sun and warmth. Look at the 5-man setup for the Stars. Walking into the line-out, throwing in is Jabari Ageman. And Stars with a little bit of a delay on the maul. So again, this is NOLA not contesting, so Stars have to produce the ball and be able to use it. You cannot move forward. Otherwise, you come away with obstruction calls and penalties. We see the chip downfield by fly half Evan Conlon. Bounces his way into touch, so line up to the New Orleans Gold side. One of the challenges with putting together these select side teams are having these limited practice times together. So teams with each other are constantly getting repetitions while all these players are stellar athletes and have been recruited and recommended by their home team coaches or via film to come and play on teams of this sort. They're really having just 3 days or 1 day of practice with 3 training sessions for the Stars team. NOLA did not train yesterday either. They just came together, although they have done some trial series when they were selecting the team as well. But it's really about getting the continuity. Right now, NOLA Gold with the ball in hand. So these turnovers, again, giving possession to teams, and they're able to get into their structures and set their styles of play. NOLA from inside of their 22 looking to gain territory downfield. Ben Schultz, ball in hand, looking to offload. This is Aaron Craw, known as Cheeto, committed to Iowa Central Community College. Just recently, he's going to be matriculating there in the spring. While coming out to the near side of the field, this is Colin Legat from Allen, Texas, ball in hand, offloads to Ben Litchfield. Ben Litchfield fighting his way forward, well tackled by NOLA Gold. Stars winning the ruck. Alex Parrish and the ball in hand. This young man at Principia College in Elsa, Illinois, playing Division II rugby. Hails from Sitka, Alaska. James Hall, flanker out of UAB, and a punishing tackle by NOLA. This is going to be another penalty, though, against the NOLA Gold side. So after opening sequences of play in which Stars were able to take advantage of a few NOLA mismatches, the game has quite settled in, sticking 8-5 with about 15 minutes left to go in the first half. See fly half Evan Conlon directing his teammates. And the kick finds its mark, well struck, about 10 meters from the goal line. We'll see what Stars do with the line-out opportunity. Evan's currently playing his college rugby at Lindenwood University in St. Charles, Missouri. The team is the defending USA Rugby Club Sevens National Champions College Sevens National Champions, as well as the Collegiate Rugby Championship CRC Champions. Their men's team made it to the D1A semifinals last year. The throw is good, and Stars looking to engage in a maul. NOLA again playing that no maul defense, so Stars needing to produce the ball. Connor Hope-Ross out to Conlon. Ball in hands of Colin Legat, the outside center. Ben Litchfield, and coming around, he's got support. Ben Schultz, again, sneaking his way over from the weak side wing. Aaron Craw, the fullback, getting in on the ruck. We talked about this with Coach Josh Sutcliffe. As a weak side wing, what do you do to get involved in play? And we're trying to find places where they can hide. We have another penalty this time. He's indicating a knock-on, but showing an offsides line as well. So a penalty to NOLA Gold, an unfortunate turnover for the Stars. So good defense by NOLA, driving the Stars back. Started that sequence of play again with a line out 10 meters, and they are now just outside of the 22. And is going to be a U19 NOLA lineout, 10 meters shy of the midway mark. Throwing in is hooker Pat Gallagher. And we're looking at another 5-man setup. So a little bit of a defensive miscommunication with the Stars with a no hooker in the channel. NOLA goes to the back pod and executes well. This is a nice breakdown field by their number 7, Cameron Duplantier from Loyola. One of a few Loyola schools. The turnover, though, the Stars tackle. Aaron Craw, ball in hand. And space to the outside. Evan Collin not quite seeing what he likes. Gets in the hands of Austin Hastings. Austin with the break upfield. Austin and his brother Tyler did a college visit to Arkansas State on the way down to New Orleans. So Conlon trying to step his way through. This is going to be a knock-on by NOLA and a scrum to Stars, going back to the original original infringement. A couple substitutions as well coming in for both teams. On for the Stars is Joseph Vitolio. He is the youngest player on our team, just a sophomore in high school, hailing from the Maryland Exiles program and John F. Kennedy High School in Maryland. A player who's been playing up in various age grade rugby teams, started playing for the U19 team when he was just 13 years of age. He's another player with quite a few years left of playing solid high school rugby, but also one to keep watching for at various U19 tournaments. See the attempt put in by Hope Ross. The ball pops out of the channel, but at the same time, it is a shorter wheel in the U19 game, so they're allowed to turn 45 degrees, but not yet beyond it. They're only able to drive 1.5 meters with some of the U19 law variations. So we'll reset the scrum, and again, a Stars put in. Looking for some quick hooks to get the ball out and be able to play. Stars set up with a traditional back line. We see Evan Conlon back at depth, and now Ben Litchfield is shading over to the far side of the field. Hope Ross. The ball slips from his hands, but Evan Conlon with the kick through. So we got Litchfield and Craw on the far sideline. Ball fielded by NOLA. Knocked up to himself. Off the feet. So well played, a little shifty soccer move. And now a penalty against Stars. So Stars penalties inside of our own half, killing the momentum, giving NOLA a key turnover. Again, remains 8-5, 11.5 minutes to go in this first half. Lane Rouse with the tackle attempt by Stars. The offload is made. And this is a nice little show and go from NOLA Gold. The breakaway by outside center Xavier Triplett. NOLA Gold stacked to the far side of the field. They've got options there. Scrum half looking to see if he can cut in. A little deception. This is a nice run from their inside center, James Williams, out of the Bayou Hurricanes. And James Williams goes over the line, and NOLA is going to take a 10-8 lead, pending a conversion attempt 10.5 minutes to go in the first half of play. So again, looking at how plays are originating, it comes from possession, and this possession is changing hands because of these penalties that are happening. The referee calling a tight game between the two teams. We're getting close to the 20 penalty count in only 30 minutes of play. So this is really making an impact when it comes to the flow of the game. Neither team is really getting multiple phases of play. It's just quick penalty, quick turnovers. It's a little bit back and forth, evenly matched on the field, but we'd love to see both teams be able to settle in and make these adjustments. There's a lot that's going on in the breakdown, looking at the offside lines, and players not releasing from tackles. So he's looking for a quick production of the ball, trying to keep the ball in play and keep the game of rugby moving. So our referee having a quick chat with the players. Stop that. Looking ahead to today's later matches at noon, we have the Markle Cup, a championship game from inside of New Orleans. And then playing at 2 o'clock, the NOLA Gold Senior Men's Team, MLR side, a combination of their regular starters and academy players. So again, a team that's a little bit stronger roster-wise than the team that took on the USA Rugby South last weekend. A few of those academy players have earned spots on the bench for this weekend with the NOLA Gold team. We see Michael Houston, Sean Riley, Amro Gouda, some of these academy guys making the starting or the 23-man roster for the NOLA Gold Seniors. Notable, we're going to see Ben Tarr captaining that NOLA Gold Senior side, playing in the prop position. And the debut of one of NOLA's new centers, which is pushing Zach Striffler into flanker. So we're going to see Tristan Blewett out of Durban, South Africa, getting some action in on the senior side as well. Time back on the field. And NOLA Gold lining up the conversion attempt. The kick is good. NOLA Gold leading by a margin of 12-8. And about 9 minutes left to go in the first half of play. Again, with a couple stoppages due to injury, and our referees meeting with both team captains. Look to see official time. But an excellent try and good crash by this NOLA Gold team, really working through their center. So Xavier Triplett able to gain space, and James Williams finishing over the line for gold. Kicking off for Stars, Evan Conlon. Stars stacked their players to the forwards to the right side of the field. NOLA not quite recognizing this shift. Split with their forward setup. Ball in hand, though, well taken by the gold side. So this is a nice little line break by the NOLA flanker and offloaded well to his teammate. Again, setting up a good attacking platform to this NOLA goal side. Ball is out. Referee says that it is fine. So Connor Hope-Ross has been quick on each of these rucks, penalized on the one, but still aggressive in his defense as a scrum half. There's another launch. Ben Schultz inserting his way defensively now onto the opposite side of the field. Love this mobility from the wings. And a good launch by Stars to put NOLA back about 5 meters. NOLA controlling the pace and tempo and seeing what holes and gaps they might be able to open up. And the ball is stolen, so this is a turnover to Stars. However, we're going to have a penalty and offsides. A difficult call, though. There's no offsides if there's no tackle made. NOLA Gold with the offload game, they're not actually, player cannot be offsides if no tackle has been made. There's no ruck set. So this is going to be a penalty turnover back to NOLA. Looks like New Orleans opting for a scrum. Setting up with their backs to this near side of the field. Again, looking across their back line. Gabe Massey at fly half. James Williams inside center. Xavier Triplett outside center. Justin Scott wearing the number 14 jersey. And Hayden Cortado in the number 11. Now they're shading their entire back line to this near side of the field. And we're going to have a penalty to NOLA. So Hopros now a little bit of a target on his back. This is a couple penalties for him for being offside. That's an adjustment he does need to make to avoid these mistakes. Stars rolling their way downfield, stripping the ball. You see the long delivery to Evan Conlon. Evan Conlon with the chip through. Ben Litchfield is going to see if he can get there. The ball does cross the line. On for Stars, number 8, Chris Berry, a collegiate rugby player out of St. John's University in Minnesota. One of 3 players that have all played for the Rochester Brotherhood. He's joined here by Zach Bletch and Nathan Bain, all out of Rochester, Minnesota. State of Minnesota plays high school rugby with the game of sevens, as does the state of Iowa. So some of these players actually getting their first 15s action this weekend, recommended as solid athletes, but new to the 15s code of rugby. We're looking at our lineout. Looks a 5-man lineout by NOLA. And well done, taken by their first jumper, Will Shropshire out of Louisiana Tech. NOLA to the far side of the field. They've got numbers down the far sideline. Tackle is made, but the tackle is high, so NOLA Gold with another penalty. And we're going to have another conversation with our referee, to Captain Evan Conlon. This is NOLA Gold with the tap just at midfield. And the ball knocked on. Advantage to Stars. So Stars with a turnover. Alex Parrish with the ball in hand. Again, this young man out of Alaska actually runs a 4.840. Comes from a background playing football, track and field, and soccer. Ball taken forward by James Hall. And we see numbers out to the far side of the field. Stars hoping to get the ball there. Evan Conlon with a quick release. Aaron Craw just misses the ball. And it is NOLA now with an intercept. So again, looking at some of these difficulties with the teams that just don't get to train together all the time, a little bit of just barely missed connections, turning over the ball for both sides. And again, some issues with the lineout for Stars. NOLA Gold doing well with their size and their lineouts. We see a little bit of the show again here by inside center, James Williams. NOLA with numbers to the far side of the field, but looking for the pick and go. And a penalty against Stars for diving over. 3 minutes left to go in the first half. NOLA maintaining a 12-8 lead. NOLA does need to do something with the ball. About 30 seconds here making a decision. And they go to the far side. So scripted play out of the NOLA Gold U19s. And turnover by Stars. So well done at the tackle. Able to jackal the ball and steal possession. This is Aaron Craw with the ball in hand. Aaron, a high school football player, ran track multiple times All-State in both sports, and then found his way into Rugby Sevens. We see a nice little break by Cameron Crane, just tackled at the ankles by the NOLA Gold 7, Cameron Duplantier. This is again Aaron Craw with the ball in hand, trying to insert and make his impact from the fullback position, loving the aggression on the attack. Evan Conlon offloads to the outside to James Hall. Again, NOLA creeping forward in defense, preventing the Stars from getting any go forward, but Stars able to maintain possession. A few series of play here. Cameron Kane Evan Conlon towards the outside. He does have Ben Schultz outside of him as well. And this is a penalty to the Stars. Again, 90 seconds in the first half. And opting for the line out to end the half. So that is going to end NOLA Gold 12, Stars 8. And we'll be back to you in 10 minutes for the second half of play. But adding Cam's huge. Yeah. Yeah, Conful is. And we are back with the second half of action here at Archbishop Shaw Stadium. This is NOLA Gold in the gold rugby jerseys going from right to left across your screen, kicking off to Stars Rugby 15s in the blue going from left to right. It is NOLA Gold currently leading 12-8. Stars have taken an early 8-point lead. And this is going to be a penalty on the high tackle for NOLA. Penalties have been the story of the match so far, where a penalty count over 20 in the game has really stifled any sort of flow and continuity that these teams have been able to do, as neither team has been able to string along much more than 4 phases of play. We look at it, we've had 2 scrums, 1 to the Gold, 1 to the Stars. We've had 2 tries by the NOLA team, 1 by the Stars. 1 conversion made by NOLA and 1 penalty attempt at goal, good for the Stars team. But we really look at this stat with the penalties that have happened and then the amount of turnovers resulting from it, significantly high. The line out is good. We see Ben Schultz stepping into the scrum half position, Evan Conlon taking the ball going forward. And this is a zip call by the Stars coming to the near sideline. Cameron Crane trying to muscle his way through. Crane out of Texas, playing his freshman year of rugby at Arkansas State University in Jonesboro. Schultz taking the ball going forward. And here's a break through the middle. Evan Conlon weaving his way downfield. Schultz to the outside, looking for Aaron Craw. Cheeto, as he's known, a fantastically rapid player. Skilled with sevens, again, played high school football and track, coming out of Des Moines, Iowa, where they play only Dakota Sevens. So this is actually one of his first ever U19 15s games. Plays with the Bramer County Bucks in Waverly, Iowa as well. So this is a solid possession by the Stars, but good defense by NOLA. NOLA lined up straight flat across the field in a gold brick wall. We see the exit kick by Conlon into the hands of the gold 23. That's Tony Caesar out of Louisiana State University. Both teams doing well to move the ball away from the reception point of all these kicks. Have to appreciate these teams looking to find space on the field. Ran out of space there, though, as the ball goes to touch and line out to the Stars. So some of these turnovers happening tactically as both teams have deployed a bit of a kicking game, trying to gain ground downfield. This one, a turnover from the defensive side. And this is going to be a 5-man line out for Stars. Stars back quite far, inserting into the line. The jumper is up and the ball is won. Saying hello to all the NOLA Gold senior players. The Cam, what's up, JP? And it's Stars on the attack. So Ben Schultz again directing, wearing the American flag scrum cap. And I'm going to make a correction there. That is actually Zach Bletch. We got a couple players with the scrum caps on the field. So Zach Bletch taking over at number 9, playing his high school rugby with the Rochester Brotherhood out of Rochester, Minnesota. And this is going to be just the 3rd or 4th scrum of the game so far. I'm going to correct this back again. This is number 27, Ben Schultz, playing scrum half for the Stars. We see Zach Bletch on this near side wing. Stars setting up for their defense on the scrum. NOLA looking to split their backs. So standing in at the first receiver position is this number 23, Tony Caesar. Outside of him to this near side of the field are 2 number 12s. And split out to the far side. The ball is won, and NOLA delivering to the far side of the field. It's a great little outside pitch to the gold side, and it is NOLA Gold over the line again through the hands of Xavier Triplett. NOLA taking a 17-8 lead pending the conversion attempt. So a good attacking platform coming off of the scrum at the middle of the field, splitting their backs and splitting the Stars defense, going out to the far side and getting that good running forward, go forward pass, really originating from that fly half Gabe Massey with his offload to the outside, having the ability to go either direction, carrying the ball in hand, shoulders over the ball, able to make that pass. And it is NOLA Gold that strikes first in the second half. 5 minutes into the second half of action. We do have a NOLA player down, getting seen by our training staff. Is that number 13, Xavier Triplett. He is the one who went over to score the try. He's been an impactful runner in the match thus far. Xavier coming from the Bayou Hurricanes, lining up the conversion attempt for the Gold U19s. The kick is good, and NOLA Gold U19 is taking a 19-8 lead over the Stars. This one will be another Stars kickoff to the Gold. Again, both teams using rolling subs on the day, able to get these men plenty of minutes. They are playing a little bit of a longer match than they normally do at the U19 level, playing 40-minute halves, so being mindful of the minutes out there with all the youth rugby that is taking place. Stars split with the players on the field for the kickoff attempt, and switching out to the other side is Evan Conlon. The ball is up and bounces on the ground, so swarmed by blue jerseys, taken in by NOLA's number 3, Reese Guidry. This is a nice crash back to the inside by NOLA Gold. Taken down again by Stars, and quick with the delivery again, switching sides of the field. NOLA Gold stringing together a few phases of go forward play. Advantage being shown as well. So this is NOLA getting it towards the outside, towards the far sideline, and tackled into touch by Austin Hastings. By going back to the penalty advantage being called. So this is going to walk it back about 15 meters downfield. And NOLA with a quick tap coming to the near side of the field, changing directions and trying to break up the middle. So going through the hands, and there's not a lot of Stars jersey there. This is a great run by the NOLA number 7, Cameron Duplantier. It looks like we may have had some jerseys switch numbers, switch sizes, so apologies to any family and friends watching. NOLA again through multiple phases of attack. We do have Aaron Craw down for the Stars. So as soon as there's a stop and play, we'll get a trainer on the field. And we see the jackal here, well done by Austin Hastings, but the referee says no, not releasing on the tackle. Didn't quite go through the gate, so this is going to pull it back. And we see the quick tap attempt by the Gold. And there's going to be a minute on the field for the injury. So we're going to have another chat to both of our team captains. Captain for the NOLA Gold is Langston Goldenberg, wearing the number 5 jersey out of Jesuit High School. And then Evan Conlon for the Stars in the number 10. And the referee very strict with the tackle area. Both these teams being called, not releasing in the tackles, and not able to present the ball. So there's been a high penalty count when it's come to these rucks and these tackles, again taking away a lot of momentum for both sides. We're going to have a quick captain's chat with each team and bringing together scrums. Again, just waiting for whatever needs to be sorted to get sorted. And the referee calls time back on. And we see the knock on by Gold yielding the scrum to the Stars. So a couple more substitutes on for Stars. At prop, we have Nathan Bain. And coming to outside flanker is Andrew Fickenshire. Bain, another one of the Rochester Brotherhood players. This is a nice pick by Lane Rouse, who's moved back into the A position. Lane Rouse out of the Cy-Fair Warriors. He's a player that's toured quite a bit with Eagle Impact. A senior in high school. And the ball delivers back to Evan Conlon. Evan with the chip downfield. And fielded by NOLA Gold's wing. Again, good passing through their backs, moving the ball away from pressure areas and trying to find space. Attacking up the field here is that substitute that came on, Tony Caesar, lining up now at the fly half position. Each of these NOLA Gold players wearing their socks for their home sides. They're looking at the purple for LSU with a bit of experience on the field. Again, delivering out to the near side of the field. And there's a bit of a missed pass there. We'll see if Stars can launch. Looks like a little bit of a knock, but perhaps missed by our referee. Taken up by number 8, David Childs, out of Jesuit. And a good delivery. So NOLA really able to find their rhythm here, going through multiple phases of play and taking away space with every offensive series. Finds its way to the outside. And again, some of these jersey changes. Good on offloading game here, and offloads yet again into the hand of number 7, Cameron Duplantier. Goes over the line for the try. It's going to be another score for NOLA Gold, currently extending their lead to 24-8, pending the conversion attempt. So it has been all New Orleans Gold in the second half of play, playing entirely into the Stars half, taking away a bit from the Stars game plan, which was really to move the ball and use the speed and space, with some of these connections missing and slowing down of the ball when Stars are on offense is leading to some solid NOLA Gold tackles. And right now, with all the possession, NOLA Gold is able to dictate the pace and control of this game. The conversion is being lined up about 20 meters from the goal line, but about 26, 27 meters from the goal post at the back, being the football post. And the kick is missed. The score remains 24-8, NOLA Gold U19s over Stars Rugby 15s. Another chat with our referee, with Stars captains Cameron and Evan. And Evan bringing the ball forward to restart action. About 28 minutes left to play in the match. Stars need to get back in this, and they must score. So a beautiful high kick by Conlon. And we see the challenge in the air, knocked forward. Just barely there. The timing right. Alex Dean trying to get under the ball. Alex Dean out of Cleveland, Ohio, playing with the Cleveland Crusaders. Spent a semester at Notre Dame College and is actually going to be transferring to Ohio State University in Columbus this year. So we're going to see a scrum on the far side of the field. And we have Drake Rothelli. We're waiting for the put-in. So going across the Stars scrum is Joseph Vitolio. In at hooker is Sumer Maney out of the Morris Rugby Corporation in Morris, New Jersey. And Chris Berry lining up at prop. The ball is in and comes straight back out, but able to still stay under the scrum. Good defensive pressure here from Ben Schultz. Started a bit of a high tackle, but released off, realizing where his arms were. NOLA Gold with good go forward, and Stars lining up their defense. Near side of the field, that's Chris Berry with the tackle. And NOLA doing well again, maintaining control at these breakdowns. Quick to their rucks now. Another good carry by NOLA Gold's number 7, Cameron Duplantier. And a little shoulder dip doing the job here by Gabe Massey. Enough of a little fake and offend. And this is another breakdown this far sideline. So now wearing number 7, but I do believe that's Xavier Triplett. A little bit of a jersey switch. Duplantier again. So NOLA playing methodical rugby, executing the simple things well, and that is how you win games. We see delivery to the near side of the field, taken forward by Will Shropshire. And we see the defensive counter ruck by Stars. Aaron Craw coming away with the ball in hand, again wearing the number 148, having played with the team before. Taken down by his jersey. Ben Schultz looking for a delivery out. And we see Evan Conlon, ball in hand, unfortunately knocked on by Nathan Bain. So we're going to bring it back to a scrum to the New Orleans Gold. So little things that could be fixed with more time. The first Stars U19's tour ever to take place. Looking forward to working with this group on a consistent basis and getting together 4 to 5 times a year to play more matches, a little bit more familiarity. And the same goes for this NOLA Gold U19 side. Again, NOLA active with their academy. But this is the first time they've gone so young with some of their developing players. So getting to the outside, setting up their scrum. We see the quick put in by NOLA scrum half. You see that little shoulder feint again out of Gabe Massey and out to the outside. Fullback William Newell with the ball in hand. And defended by Stars. And looking to zero out a few of these rucks now. With NOLA Gold putting so many men in, there's not always the opportunity to counter. I see Cameron Kane with the intercept attempt. Stars now setting their ruck. Cameron seeing something he's not quite liking. And now the penalty to Stars. So Evan Conlon looking to kick to touch. And kick finding its mark. So Stars getting across the halfway line for what may well be the first time of the second half. We are 17 minutes into the second half of play. Stars trailing 24-8. So NOLA Gold has done well just to stifle any sort of possession and any sort of go forward with the Stars. Again, playing good controlled rugby. Lifting at the front and the back for Stars. We have Joseph Atolio at the front of the line out. Chris Berry at the back. Cameron Crane directing us forwards where they need to be. So we've got Nathan Bain, Cameron Crane, and James Hall to insert into the line out. And again, a little bit of confusion as to the setup. So 5 men by Stars. 5 men on defense for NOLA, but they're not in the line, walking in defensively. Throw is good. Cameron Crane coming down off the top. Ben Schultz bouncing past to Evan Conlon. Evan Conlon trying to find a seam. He gets the chip off. He's blocked from chasing his kick. And now another penalty to Stars. Conlon opting to methodically take territory, making its way across the 22-meter line. So this will give Stars an attacking platform. This will be the first visit into the red zone since about an hour ago. Stars coming early, away with tries and a penalty, but it's been all NOLA Gold since then. The game really settling in. So Stars 5-man line out. NOLA Gold again walking in defensively. And this is a Stars maul. And we see a penalty on NOLA for dragging down the maul. Cameron Crane with a quick tap and go. So Stars now just meters from the goal line. Picked up by Austin Hastings. Austin tackled well by the NOLA defense. Chris Berry over the ball, setting the ruck for the Stars. And we see a high pass from Evan Conlon trying to get it all the way to the outside. Ruck coming forward with the ball at number 24 for the Stars, Zach Pletch. Zach, an accomplished high school wrestler. Conlon with a quick offload. And Colin Legat with the offload to Chris Berry. Chris Berry throwing the stiff arm, tackled by NOLA Gold. This is James Hall with a good go forward. And NOLA Gold coming away with possession. So this is NOLA Gold taking forward. Stars setting their defensive line. And this is in the hands of one of their most dangerous players. He's gone over for a few line breaks and a few tries so far. The little stop start. What a step here by the NOLA Number 17 looks like Isaac Weaver from the Bayou Hurricanes and goes across the line. Aaron Craw not quite able to rein him in on the tackle. So NOLA Gold currently leading 29-8 pending the conversion attempt. We do have a minute on the field, though. It looks like after that long break that Weaver may be either cramping or needing to regain his breath. We'll have a quick moment with the trainer. A couple other player substitution changes coming on the field. And the kick is good. NOLA leading 31-8. So again, Stars needing to score to get back into this match. Still 18 minutes to play, plenty of time. So another minute on the field still attending to this athlete. And Stars coming up to reset for the kickoff. Stars lining up with their forwards to the right side of the field. NOLA split for their kick receipt. And again, another beautiful kickoff off the boot of Evan Conlon, fielded well by the NOLA Gold's number 18, Moises Chamal from the NOLA Barbarians. And a penalty. Quick tack taken and catching the Stars. Not back 10. Another attempt at the quick tap, but the referee has not set his second mark. Marking off a long 10 meters. And the NOLA Gold penalty kick finds touch, so we'll have a line out to NOLA. So we've seen them before engaging with some very strong mauls, setting a good attacking platform. Almost certainly expect to see them insert their jumpers as they've been doing on defense as well. And a little bit curious here. So these NOLA Gold line-out jumpers on offense are coming in from about 4 meters back, and look how far away their scrum half is too. He's starting to come forward, but most referees are looking at that if to have someone definitive declare if they're in or out of the line-out, so that way defenses can set themselves appropriately. It works for NOLA, though. That's a great breakdown field by Cameron Duplantier. The ball knocked forward, so we're going to see a scrum to Stars. Just one of those things, looking to see how is the line out set so a defenses still have an opportunity to play the ball. So you see the scrum to Stars. And they put in by Connor Hope Ross back at the scrum half position. A good drive out of NOLA. Again, only able to drive 1.5 meters. But see the chip and chase attempt by Kevin Cullen. And Evan, what a catch. And good go forward, supported by Jose Pilco and Zach Bletch. Eventually gets a knee down, so the ruck is set. So making something out of a little bit of a broken play. This is Jabari going forward with the Stars. And he's got his legs driving, trying to prevent that pull-down tackle from the NOLA Gold side. NOLA does get him down eventually. James Hall coming forward. This is Connor Hope Ross at the back of the scrum again. Dishing out to Cameron Crane. Cameron Crane to Evan Conlon. All the way to the outside. Jackson Jeffrey, one of the few players coming in from University of Alabama, Birmingham. Quite a few of them playing at UAB as well as with the Birmingham Vulcans U19 side. This is Evan Conlon dancing his way to the sideline and the offload to Cameron Crane. Cameron Crane with a fake pass. He had the support to the inside and a nice offload off the ground. This is Chris Berry with the go forward, and Chris Berry taken to touch, defended well by NOLA. So play we're going to resume with a line out, the halfway mark. And we have a minute on the field here, perhaps some cramping. Damp conditions in New Orleans, but no puddles on the field today. Chilly afternoon, about 50 degrees, but heavy cloud cover. See Crane stepping off of the field, and subbing back on is Lane Rouse. So Lane Rouse able to play anywhere 1 through 8. Once he finishes high school rugby, Rouse is planning to tour the world and taking opportunities. He's got some time set up playing overseas in Russia, in Japan, New Zealand, Australia, and more, courtesy of his strength and conditioning coach. We see the line-out throw by New Orleans, not straight, so it's going to have opportunity for a scrum or a line-out to Stars. Stars setting up for a line-out. The line out is 1. Lane Rouse lifted in the air. We see the go forward here by Hastings. And a little bit of a missed delivery coming here from the scrum half. So Evan Conlon not able to get to the ball in hand. We see Hope Ross coming again into the hands of Austin Hastings again. So Austin looking to break, loses the ball behind him. Referee says play on. Must have been straight down. Hope Ross offload. This is Lane Rouse. And now a penalty again to Stars. So Stars with an opportunity just shy of the halfway mark. Again, Conlon looking to kick to touch. Ball well struck. Stars the line out at the 22-meter mark. So again, another opportunity with an attacking platform. In one of these areas we're looking for try scoring efficiency. NOLA Gold has been remarkably well when they've had ball in hand and able to get past the 50-meter mark. A couple of their keen line breaks leading to tries. Time of possession about equal between the two teams, but the actual location on the field varying greatly. See a little bit of an overthrow. The ball not straight. So this is going to give NOLA Gold the opportunity for a line out or a scrum. Opting for a scrum. He's going to bring it out to the 15-meter mark. So now lined up for the Stars across the front. We have Joseph Vitolio, Jabari Ageman, and Chris Berry. New Orleans with a couple of substitutes as well, but a couple of jersey numbers being changed, so the number 3 on the field is not the same as the 3 earlier in the day. So put in by the Gold. We're going to have the scrum reset. It looked like a little bit of an early engagement. The scrum is won by NOLA. This is a great break down this near sideline. Double tackled by the Stars. He gets the offload out. Great timing by NOLA. And we see the tackle made by Jose Pilco. And the pickup here by Ben Litchfield. So Ben, junior out of Middleton area, where we call Ben Litchfield down the field. He is going to go over, looking to center the ball for the conversion attempt. Ben Litchfield with his second try of the day for Stars, showing off why he stood out so much in that state championship game for the Middleton area team. And Stars finally with the points that they need, trailing 31-13 pending the conversion attempt. So see Conlon lining up the conversion. Be about a 20-meter strike from the top of the 18 from soccer, but going for the football goalposts. This is Conlon with a strike. And the kick is good. Stars trailing 31-15. So now Stars lining up for the kick receipt. NOLA Gold bringing the ball forward. And we have about 8.5 minutes left to play. This is the speed that we were looking for all game long, trying to find opportunities for Stars to get the ball wide and take the corner. There hasn't been much there. The NOLA Gold defense has been stifling any sort of continuity with the phase play so far. A little bit of a shaky delivery, too, at times between the 9-10 connection. Something that can be cleaned up. And, again, with just one day of training with these players coming in from all over the country is, little notes and lessons they can learn to take home to their home teams. When play does resume, it looks to be the NOLA scrum half, Drake Rothelli, out of Louisiana State University with the restart. And again, a bit of a delay. We see a conversation going on the far sideline now between the referee and coaches. Once play does resume, be about 8.5 minutes left on the clock. So to restart, hopefully coming soon. We see the restart off the boot of Rothelli. Ball fielded by Lane Rouse. Lane looking for options, trying to find a seam of the field. Taken down. So Stars pinned inside of their 22. We see the chip kick. I think that wanted to go a little bit further to the corner off of Evan Conlon. That's something he did work on a bit with both Aaron Crott and Ben Litchfield on that far sideline. Tackled by Colin Legatt. And we see a chip now from NOLA coming inside of the Stars 22. Ben Schultz fielding the ball. Ben Schultz ducks his way out of the tackle, looking for a step or two. Ben Schultz still going. We see the dive forward by James Hall, I think losing his footing. NOLA set up in a solid line of a defensive wall. And now we see another chip out of a solid exit by Evan Conlon. Fielded well by the NOLA fullback, Tony Caesar. Tony with his palms off of Aaron Craw, lowering his shoulder, trying to break through another line of Stars defense. This time taken down. NOLA setting their attack off of the base of the ruck. NOLA out to the far side of the field, taken in by Moises Chamale from the NOLA Barbarians, and the penalty is called. The goal about 25 meters from the goal line. He's bringing back quite far. Looks like to previous offsides. And now New Orleans opting for a scrum. So a good view of the NOLA scrum to this near sideline. Looking at the number 8, David Childs. About 25 meters from the goal line, looking to see if there's an opportunity for this 8-man pick. Again, only able to drive 1.5 meters when it comes to the U19 version of the game. Delivered towards the outside. A nice tackle by James Hall on the NOLA fly half just after he gets the pass off. NOLA still ball in hand, though, so that's what matters. And NOLA taking it to the far sideline. They've got some players coming around, looking to zip back into the inside now. Playing to their strengths. It's de Carpentier. Again, methodical attacking rugby out of this NOLA Gold team. Stars defense realigning and quick again with the service. So keeping the ball alive and able to go sideline to sideline here. Really stretching the field is well done by NOLA. So NOLA out to the far sideline. Again, tallying 10, 12 phases. It pick and go. Stars must roll away. They have numbers to the outside and a great pass here going just over the line is going to be number 19, Johnny Tyndall out of Jesuit. So NOLA converting the 2-on-1 and adding to their lead 36-15 with a conversion yet to kick. About 3 to 4 minutes left in the second half of play. The fans are trickling in. After this match again is the noon match with the Marco Cup Championship, and of course 2 o'clock with the NOLA Gold MLR side taking on the Stars Rugby 15's senior teams. A few of these NOLA Gold coaches taking the field later in the day, and Taylor Howden is going to be lining up at inside center, Michael Basca in the back 3, and of course Coach Charlie Baliera, one of the assistant coaches leading the forwards with the NOLA Gold senior side. A lot of these players we're familiar with. Last year, 11 players from the Stars program played for NOLA Gold. This year, they've added some more veterans to their academy team, and Coach Charlie spent his time up in Metropolis with head coach Nate Osborne, has coached on some of the Sevens tours with the Stars as well. So a good relationship, different pathways and pipelines all over the country feeding into these MLR programs. Teams like Atavis, Tiger Academy, the Denver Sevens, the National Development Academies, all getting their players action largely on the Sevens side. When it comes to the youth game, it's really Eagle Impact Rugby when you're looking for those development opportunities and high performance tours. They're coming up with their winter camp with Coach Salty Thompson running the show. The kick is missed. Score remains 36-15. NOLA leading the Stars. We see another beauty of a kickoff from Evan Conlon, bouncing its way downfield into NOLA territory. And covered well on the tackle by James Hall. And it is a turnover to Stars. Ball through the hands of Colin Legat. Back into James Hall. He's got Alex Parrish in support, rucking over. To the outside, Ben Litchfield. Again, hiding as the wing, making his way inside closer. See Conlon with the offload to Jabari Ageman. Jabari with a little bit of steppies, taking some cues from Kenya Rugby. And we see the kick to the corner. Conlon looking for Ben Schultz. Bounces back to the inside and into the Stars' hands, but knocked on. So this is going to be a scrum to NOLA. About a minute left to play. Deep in Stars territory. Now Tony Caesar coming up to the scrum half position. He has been all over the field playing some of these sequences, lined up at fly half, some at fullback. I believe that may have been another jersey switch though, because Tony was wearing LSU socks before, so this new number 23 in at the scrum half position. We see a bit of an early drive on the engagement. The ball is out. And through the hands of the center, wearing the number 12 jersey, James Williams from the Bayou Hurricanes. Another penalty, this time against Stars, not rolling away. NOLA perhaps checking time left on the clock. Again, a couple of stoppages this match. Quite a few conferences with our referee. Again, the kick finds its way to touch, so line out to NOLA Gold at the 22-meter line. You see the 5-man line out to NOLA Gold, and Stars lifting at the first pod, trying to disrupt. The line out is not straight. So an opportunity for Stars to select a line out or scrum of their own, opting for the scrum. Again, perhaps one last final attacking opportunity here at the NOLA Gold 22. Connor Hope Ross, the scrum half, getting the ball in hand. And this time across the front for the Stars is Alex Parrish, Jabari Ageman, and Chris Berry. Hope Ross to put in the ball. And Lane Rouse has moved back to the number 8 position. We get a shot of the NOLA Gold's team as well. Again, a few of these number changes and jerseys trading spots. We see the pick by Lane Rouse. Lane Rouse coming to the strong side of the field, looking for that offload. Lane Rouse still ball in hand, though he's able to go forward. His tackle's not made. Chris Berry with a nice little offload to Evan Conlon. Evan's got Aaron Craw to the outside. Aaron cutting back inside, trying to dance his way through about 6 NOLA Gold defenders. We see the service from Connor Hope Ross. Colin Legat on the outside out of Allen, Texas. We see Conlon to Cameron Crane, who's been one of his favorite targets of the game so far. Captain to the vice captain. A great driving tackle here by the NOLA Gold number 14, Justin Scott from the Nolan Barbarians. The ball finds its way to touch, and that will be the game. So in the first U19s matchup for both of these 15 sides, we see NOLA Gold win 36-15 over Stars Rugby, coming back from an early 8-0 deficit going into halftime with a 12-8 lead, and really going away with a few key line breaks in the second half. Strong work through the NOLA Gold centers, an incredible effort here by both teams in their first ever U19s matchup for both of these sides. Hopefully a relationship that continues to grow. GiftTime Rugby will continue streaming its Championship Day of Rugby at noon with the Markle Cup Championship, and it'll be back for the Stars versus NOLA Gold of the MLR at 2 o'clock. I'm Liz Entwistle with Stars Rugby Sevens with GiftTime Rugby Network.